in decentralized or so-called algorithmic stablecoins. Well, what I'm going to ask Irina is, these events recently, whether it be policy discussions or issues that we've seen with certain stablecoins, have raised many questions from many stakeholders within the ecosystem. What do you, as the CEO of a well-known crypto payments platform, bridging fiat in the crypto world, where do you see the future path of regulation? And perhaps touch on centralized versus decentralized stablecoins and where you would like to see that evolve.
So first of all, it's important to acknowledge that stablecoins have to be taken seriously, have to be done right. They are the layer over the traditional finance that are providing a lot of benefits to the world. The vice chair of the Federal Reserve in the US recently said that the stablecoins is the way for entrepreneurs and users around the world who rely on the stability of the US dollar to participate in that economy. So in order for that to happen, the banks really have to embrace the regulation and of course have to embrace the technology behind stablecoin, and that's going to be a very hard lift for them. So we believe in reserve-backed stablecoins, and we think that maybe down the road it's also going to be a basket of stablecoins that is going to be issued by various banks. We have multiple banks in the US, there are multiple banks in Europe. Does each bank need to issue their own stablecoin, or should there be just one that the basket contains of each bank from different countries? We think that that's where the regulation and the technology of it is going, and this is definitely not to be ignored.
Thank you. And perhaps, compared to traditional financial systems, DeFi, or decentralized finance, promises to increase security, efficiency, transparency, accessibility, openness, and interoperability for financial services. DeFi has the potential to lower financial audit costs and substantial opportunities for financial integration across borders. The traditional financial service providers appear to be waking up to this fact. And this newly emerging form of autonomous financial intermediation in a decentralized, digital-empowered environment using smart contracts on public blockchains is a huge disruptor. I wonder if institutions, TradFi, are now acknowledging this, and where do we see implementation within banks of this new area? Irina, would you like to kick off?
Sure. I think this is kind of the meat of this panel, and this is where I see the real FOMO comes in. And it's not necessarily the FOMO between crypto companies and banks, but it's the FOMO between banks and banks, and which one of them is going to be the head of the game when it comes to DeFi. Because DeFi, it has to do with finance, but it's first and foremost technology. So there are developers all over the world in their garage developing DeFi products every day. DeFi exchanges, DeFi KYC, DeFi lending, DeFi identity, and all of those products, to be fair to the bankers in the audience, some of them are better than the banking products that people have access to. But they are limited to the extent that their regulation hasn't caught up with the DeFi. And to Curtis's point, it does take a lot of effort, funding, knowledge to get this kind of regulation. So which one of these DeFis will the banks embrace, and which one of the banks are going to be ahead of the game so the rest of them will have FOMO? And I think that the most important thing for banks to look at is to partner with a DeFi product that has the ability to integrate things like KYC, things like regulation, AML. If there's different kinds of licensing for exchanges versus lending, which one of the DeFi products can integrate it with the help of the bank that already has had for years the financial system and the experience to process these transactions.
Curtis, can I bring you in? How do you feel as a policymaker? Get our crystal balls out, shall we, panel? In the medium-term horizon, say 5 to 10 years, where does the panel see blockchain and Web3 applications embedding themselves into society, and perhaps focus on interoperability with existing systems, or perhaps will we see some of this technology replace existing systems? Who would like to kick off?
I can go. I guess with banking, I sometimes compare it to the telecom industry. So the telecom industry switched to being a technology industry. It used to be not very sexy for a developer to go work for AT&T or something, but now they become a technology companies, and they're hiring more developers than perhaps something like Google and Microsoft. So I see that becoming banks. Banks will become technology companies, and technology companies will be more and more integrated into banks. And it's going to be very interoperable in between the two.
Thank you. Curtis, you got any comments?
I think we're going to see the rise of some new economies.